In this tutorial, we learn how to solve inequalities in which the unknown x is being multiplied by a number. And we're going to do so by working through the two examples that we see here. Now, do pay attention, particularly for the second example that we'll be solving, as we'll be learning an important rule for solving inequalities. So let's go right ahead and get started. As a first example, say we have to solve 2x greater than 6. Well, to solve 2x greater than 6, we use inverse operations. Now, looking at the left-hand side here, we can see that x is being multiplied by 2, and so the inverse operation is to divide by 2. So, we're going to divide the left-hand side by 2. But since we're doing that on the left-hand side, we must do the same on the right-hand side. The left-hand side therefore becomes 2x divided by 2, which leaves us with x. On the right-hand side, however, we have 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3. And that's the answer. And if needs be, we can illustrate this answer on a number line, something looking like this. I have 0 here, 1 here, 2, 3, and so on. To illustrate x greater than 3, I place an empty dot above the 3, as well as an arrow pointing towards all the numbers greater than 3. Notice that the dot above the 3 is empty, and that is to highlight the fact that x cannot be equal to 3. And there we go. All right, let's look at the next example. Say we have to solve negative 3x less than or equal to 12. Well, again, we solve this inequality using inverse operations. So, looking at the left-hand side of this inequality, we can see that x is being multiplied by negative 3. So the inverse operation here is to divide by negative 3. But since we're doing that on the left-hand side, we need to do the same on the right-hand side. So we'll need to divide 12 by negative 3 as well. And now, here comes the rule. If ever we multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, we need to reverse the inequality symbol. In other words, since we're dividing both sides of this inequality by a negative number, this less than or equal to will become greater than or equal to. So keeping that in mind, let's carry on. On the left-hand side, we have negative 3x being divided by negative 3, and that leaves us with x. On the right-hand side, we have 12, which is being divided by negative 3. Now, 12 divided by negative 3 leaves us with negative 4. And since we've just divided by a negative number, we reverse this inequality symbol to write x greater than or equal to negative 4. And that's the answer. If needs be, we can illustrate our answer on a number line, something looking like this. We'd have 0, negative 1, negative 2, and so on. And we place a dot above the negative 4, but in this case we fill in the dot. And we draw an arrow pointing towards all of the numbers which are greater than negative 4. Notice that in this case I filled in the dot above the negative 4, and that is to highlight the fact that in this case x can be equal to negative 4. And there we have it. That's how we can deal with inequalities in which the unknown x is being multiplied by a number. Do make sure to make a note of the rule that we've seen here. Remember, if we multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, we must reverse the inequality symbol. In our next tutorial, we'll be learning how to deal with cases in which the unknown x is being divided by a number. For now, though, that's it for this tutorial.